What's good, great people? What's going on? This is the second coming. I'm Andre. I got a special guest. I've been talking this young lady's head off for the last 21 years. So, and not only that, it's the second episode of the second coming. So I'm especially excited about it. But my special guest for this evening happens to be none other than my best friend of 21 years, Nikki. This her stage name. Because she'll want me to use her government. So listen, tonight we're gonna talk about something that literally has always been near and dear to my heart. But something that has been a frustration over the years, and that's men and women having friendships. That sounds so basic. Like it's so easy a caveman could do it, as they say on Geico, which I hate Geico, by the way. We'll get into that later. But so here we are in 2020, and the way I see it, and the way I've always seen it, is there. It seems to be a taboo nature of friendships between males and females. I've seen it from the deepest of levels, and like from early on in my life. So it's something that I've always had to contend with and worry about. And it's something that we've experienced together. We've always had to deal with, we always had to go through, not just with friends, with people we dated, family. I don't know. Yeah, Nikki. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna shock her ass tonight. I'm gonna shock her ass tonight because she don't know. No. A lot of my family members tried to tell me to dump women that I was with, who shall remain nameless, family as well, and be like, "But you and Nikki." Yeah, I know. Okay. Anyway, so
I'm gonna say something, but I caught myself.
So we gonna go through a few things tonight, but I really just wanted to take this time really to really show some appreciation for not only our friendship, that has been literally the entirety of my adult life, and so show appreciation for that, as well as kind of just shine some light on some of the just stupid hypocrisies of human interaction as we are in the age of acceptance. So, so by all means, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the artist, the entrepreneur, my best friend, and just my sister, Nikki. So, Nikki, what up? Man, not much. I'm glad to have you here. I mean, you could have just came past just to shoot shit with me. So
I'm still sitting over here with the intro and throwing out stuff already at the beginning.
Well, like, yeah, I mean,
I did not know that.
You know why you didn't know that? I'm gonna tell you why you know. Cause you know how I used to get mad at those movies. Brown Sugar, I hate. Let me tell you, good movies. They good movies. Brown Sugar was a really good movie. Love and Basketball is a really good movie. It was another one that I hated a lot too. I forget what it was though. But movies where they got this storyline where the two best friends are best friends and they grow up together and they have all of this all this history together and everything. And then one of the best friends or both of them get into relationships and they subsequently completely trash and ruin the relationships that they in because they always been in love with their best friend. Let me tell you, I had to contend with that bullshit throughout my life. So that made me hate movies like that. Yeah. So, little stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the weird thing though, because my family's never said that. I think because I've always had friends that were dudes.
Yeah.
And they were just friends. So it wasn't anything new for them for me to be like, my best friend is Andre.
True.
Like, oh, okay.
And I guess my family, because I never liked people.
Yeah.
So I never really been a big. I was a loner. I'm pretty much a loner, and I got my siblings, who, we were all tight growing up. So I didn't really seek friends outside, and all of the friends that I made, it was just like, people who they really had to like me because I didn't really go out and try to audition for friends. So, maybe that was it with my people. They feel, oh, we got a nice girl around.
But not only that though, we skipped being friends. I don't remember ever being your friend. I think we just jumped right into you're my best friend.
Yeah,
I don't remember you being my friend.
No, we didn't go through a process. We didn't go through a process of friendship.
Which is weird if you think about it.
Oh no.
Okay, maybe weird is the wrong word. Maybe think about it. Like, I think that's maybe why people are like, you guys are good team. Maybe that's why people say that, because it was never like, Andre's my friend. It was just like, I met Andre. Andre's my best friend.
I mean,
this is it. It was like,
I feel like whoever had an issue with it, it was people who had an issue with themselves, or maybe they had an issue with people that they knew or people that they met, and that took it there. But I feel like I don't see it as weird because I'm one, I like words.
Right.
So words mean a lot to me. And if I say friend, to me, that's my definition of friend has always been family you choose. Yeah, that's me. Absolutely. That's always been me. It's family you choose. So when I call somebody a friend, that means a lot to me. Mm. I never called a jump off a friend. I'm just, if we put it out there.
Well, they should be.
You get what I'm saying? Though? Like just because we hang out and we do what we do, that don't make us friends.
That should be.
My friends are people that go through things with me, and you know what I'm saying. I confide in, they confide in me. That's what I see as a friendship. So one of the big things that I always said, and by the way, if you're watching and you commenting, and you wanna send questions or whatever, I am gonna make some time for us to respond to whatever comments and every questions, or not every question, but a lot of questions that the viewers have. So if you're doing that, by all means, do it. So when I think of that, when I think of what friendship means to me, I always thought of it like people who confide in me, people who I confide in, right. People who I consider to be close. So I never had to. I don't feel like it's a bad thing. I think the issue, or one of the major issues, is people don't have respect for friendships.
That is true.
You get what I'm saying? Yes. So like I don't like for it to be seen as weird that we respect each other enough, right, to be friends.
No, and I want to say that about us being friends, I'm saying that we skipped the whole. Most times it's like you meet somebody, they're your acquaintance, then they're your friend, and then they may reach the best friend thing. But that's never like we met and was like, okay, my best friend. But in fact, you should tell the people how we met.
Okay. Well, I got something. Anyway, all right, so cool. So I was in a school that should remain nameless, not because I don't want to call it, just because it don't exist no more. And I met my best friend, who actually, I don't want to say that. I'm gonna say this. I met my best friend. I met my best friend who actually was interested in someone else that I knew.
That's not how it happened.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, why'd you do it then?
Okay, I'm gonna. Because he's gonna make y'all up. We met. I was in the 9th grade and he was in the 10th grade, but I actually met his brother first because I think we were in the same homeroom.
Yeah.
You know how they be like, that's my kid or that's my bro or whatever. And I believe that your brother was supposed to be my son at the time. It's like he was my son. And we met through him. And then we just like clicked.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like, and it's funny because you had your own set of friends and then I had my own set of friends. And they were not like the two different groups were totally like different, but it just.
Well, no, I like I said, anybody that was ever a friend to me, I was always going to have an eclectic group of friends because you got to like me. And I'm a different person. I'm a really different person. I'm a very different person. So a lot of my friends are going to be different. They're all going to be very unique. And the thing, what I call the tie that binds us all, we all have these huge personalities. Like we are all who we are. There's no mistaking any of us. We all got these really, really, really big personalities, and that kind of ties us together. Like when we are together, we'll shut a city down. It's not even funny. We've been put out of places. We've been kicked out of places. We've been which I don't mind. We got kicked out of Fridays one time and we had to pay the check. I thought that was dope.
Yeah.
That was kind of dope. You remember we got kicked out at Fridays? Shout out to Kia. Shout out to Kia. Kia got us kicked out of Fridays.
She was with us both times we got kicked out of places. She was with us when we got kicked out
anytime,
of the
anytime we're all together, there's a chance we're gonna get kicked out of a place through no fault of our own.
I was like, it wasn't me.
It ain't never us. It ain't never us. We're awesome. So Nikki's right. We just clicked. We clicked immediately. And when we clicked immediately, it was weird for the people around us.
Yes.
Because we instantly put each other in that category. Like, oh, this is my best friend. Yeah. This is my best friend in the whole world.
Right.
At the time, I was with, and I was only 16. But
no, you were 15. Because I was 14.
She's right. Yeah. She's right. Mm-hmm. She tends to be from time to time.
Yeah.
So when we met, I was 15, and I was actually with my very first girlfriend who I grew up with. And she was probably the first girl that I ever had and I was in a relationship with ever. And so it was she never skipped a beat.
No.
When I told her this is my best friend in the world, now keep in mind, I've known this girl since I was 7.
And I came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I known this girl when I was 7. Mm-hmm. And then I moved to this school and met my best friend and said, hey, this is my best friend, like of all time. And
we'd be on 3-way.
Yeah, we used to do 3-way conversations and calling. And I mentioned that because that was a setup. Because we thought it should be cool like that for everybody.
It wasn't.
Not so.
It was, which is important because you got to think about it. The two most important relationships, I'll say, because it's the first relationship that you had, and then you're in the last relationship that you'll ever have in life.
Right.
And both of those women like me, and I like them.
Yeah.
Everybody in the middle.
Yeah, no. So the middle was the interesting part. The middle was really.
You see my face?
Because the middle is a vast land of confusion. It's a bunch of mess. So
and they had a pattern. It all started the same. It will be you will meet them and you'll say, because we always do this. If we're dating someone, it's very important for us to say, I have a best friend that is a dude. I say that. Or you'll say, I have a best friend that's a girl.
Yeah.
And they all of the women that he dated will always say, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so nice. I don't have no problem with that.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you guys are friends.
Yeah.
And that lasted for all of 5 seconds.
5 seconds. How about this? So I remember there was a woman, well, she was a girl at the time. There was a girl that I dated who was actually friends with my best friend before we dated. I mean, like, they was, we was in high school, so they were friends the long way. Like their mothers, their sleepovers, their mother did hair and made food for each other. Like they was friends the real way. And actually, I remember talking to her while she was at your house. Mm-hmm. We would talk. She and I would talk over the phone while she was at your house, and it was interesting because when that turn happened, when that switch took place, once we got together, like it was almost like she had never met Nikki before. It was almost like everything, like
it's very odd.
She didn't trust us being around each other. Like she and her mother was a real piece of work, and she was the reason for a lot of that stuff. I ain't go. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead.
That's it. Go ahead.
You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
Her mom was crazy. I'm talking. Listen, let me tell you something. I've dated plenty of women. I hope I never. Well, granted, I won't never now. But I'm glad you say I've never dealt with a mother like hers. her mother was unique.
Okay.
Okay,
All
don't
right,
do
let's
that.
go back.
All right, I gotta stop you.
Okay, so after her, there was another one, and then after her, there
Don't
was
say that. Why you gotta do me like that? Why you gotta do me
yeah,
like
but
that?
I didn't date as much as him. I did
Damn.
not.
Here we
I
go. Here
didn't.
we go.
I just didn't date, and it was funny
Listen.
because we would go out, and his thing was always I didn't notice people. That was not my thing. So I didn't really date as much. But the people that I would date, not that they had an issue, because they didn't have an issue. The question would always be though, have you guys ever been together?
Yeah.
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
Like no. And then the second question would be, is he gay?
Is he gay? Which
and it's like,
let me.
no, he's not gay. He likes women, just not me. It's okay.
All right.
He likes women. I'm just not the woman that he likes, or the girl at the time that he likes. It's just I'm not.
Yeah, and
I'm not it for it. I'm like the total opposite, and it's super funny because if you look at his wife, she's my complexion, right? He got him a light one, but the girls he was dating was totally. I'm short. They were way taller than me.
I like them tall.
I used to be super skinny. They were thicker than me. They were chocolate, beautiful browns. Like now, they were not.
I don't have a preference with that.
They were nothing like me. But people would still be like, no, okay.
Yeah, and my thing was I don't have a problem. Let me say this to all the people out there, whatever your sexual orientation is, you know what I'm saying? I have respect for whoever. Do love who you love. Life is short. But come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I feel like that's the worst. That was the worst thing that could be said about somebody. Like, for it to be said that I can only either, and I dealt with this all the time. I even one, we dated before.
Right.
Or two, I was gay.
Right.
Or three, we was gonna do that
whole
thing,
at the end we're gonna figure out
one
that
of
we're
us is
supposed
gonna
to be
figure out that
together.
we like the other one and everything. I said that's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. That's stupid.
No,
it's dumb. And I'm gonna tell you, when they wrote that shit in a movie, it was dumber than they made it up when people said it. Like it was really stupid to me. I didn't like it.
But see, that's the thing though, because you have some people who are in that situation. They meet somebody and then they develop feelings for them over time. Or they may meet that person, they've always had feelings for them, but they just settled for being a friend. And then when the opportunity came, they was like, all right, this is it, this is us.
And you know what's wrapped into that?
That happens. But there are also people like us who was like, I see you, you're my friend, that's all I ever want you to be.
Right.
Like, you may transition from my friend to being a part of my family, where it's like, I'm not even saying you're my friend, but it's never going to be anything romantic. I don't even look at you like that. Like, I know he's a dude, but to me, it's not like that's my male best friend.
But
that's my best friend who happens to be a dude. But that's just my best friend. I think it's the same for you. Like, I'm not your female best friend.
No, I don't. No, I don't have, like, for all of my friends, be male, female, whatever. I have my close friends, and I have people who, you know what I'm saying, we are friendly, you know what I'm saying? But as far as my best friend, I only have one titled best friend, and she knows why, and I know why.
I'm amazing.
And yeah, no, she really is. She really is amazing. Put down the conversation about relationship stuff. I remember I went through a stint where I called Nikki my conscience.
Yeah.
I used to let Nikki make decisions for me. I was crazy. People calling, and somebody just that's not a friend of mine. Let me tell you something. It is 8:19. If you just called my phone, lose my number if you're watching. So back to what we were saying. She was my conscience for a period of time where I just didn't trust myself. Mm-hmm. Nick, y'all think it's a game. It's not a game. Good job, she did a great job. I didn't able to take over the job. I didn't. So. I was, and the way that happened. I don't know if you remember how that happened. Do you?
I don't. Tell me.
So the way that went down, is I remember we were in high school and my girlfriend at the time, did y'all get both of those there? My girlfriend at the time, um, she was in the hallway crying. She was in the hallway crying, and I walked off from her, flat out. Like I didn't make no conversation or anything.
Oh.
And Nikki thought that, I should have grabbed. I don't know what you thought I should have did, but you said I could have done better.
Okay, so here's the thing. He had a tendency because this young lady was sensitive. And I understood that she was sensitive.
Did she use air quotes for sensitive?
I didn't.
I had mine.
I mean that she was. She was sensitive. She was rather emotional.
Quote.
And there were some times where I understood where she was coming from. Because at the end of the day, that's my best friend. And I always have his best interest, and the best interest being honest. So if you're wrong, I will tell you wrong. And there were some times where he could approach the situation differently. Now, I don't remember this particular hallway incident.
No, it was random.
But I do remember there were times where I was like, yo, nah, you could have did that differently, or you didn't have to say that, or maybe you should have said it like this, or whatever it is.
He did. I mean, and so I just told her from now on, you just make these kind of decisions. Like I'm instead of me doing it, I would just come to you because let me tell you how I feel about this. She's not sensitive, she's dramatic. And we in the middle of school. I got schoolwork to do. I ain't got time for this. Like, who gonna be sitting in the middle of the hallway with you crying over what color your blouse is today? I ain't got time. I ain't got the time. So I would straight walk off and leave her crying, and people would have problems with me. I would get all kind of, I would get hate. Let me tell you something. This before, people could make memes about you and, say bad things about you, though. They just, I had like a lot of people come up to me and talk, you wrong. Andre, you wrong.
Okay, the secret page. Yeah, I had a secret page. It was a secret spy. I never found out. But it was a secret spy. I want to know. Okay, it was a secret spy. And they would it was like soap operas, and they would put up certain stories on the Black Planet. It was a Black Planet. They would put up certain stories on the Black Planet. So this, no, because they talked about me before too. So I wonder who it is. No.
I know.
Okay, but no, so his episodes would end up on there, and it was funny because, well, not funny, it's kind of sad. They would compare how harsh he was with that relationship to the fact that he was not harsh like that with me. Yeah. And so they would be like, well, if you're his girlfriend, why would he treat you like that? I've never saw him treat her like that. And that kind of added to, I believe, what her insecurities were. She already had some.
Sure, had some. And I don't understand them using that because, even like now today, like you would never see us have that type of conversation. If we had a conversation that caused us to, get serious or anything like that, we do that behind closed doors. We're not gonna do that out. I'm not a public scene person. That's
we'll
not.
Table it.
Yeah, that's not me.
There's been a time when we kind of got into a conversation. Right, we both said, okay,
let's do this later. Let's do this later. Like civilized people do. So I just look. I ain't see no comments, so we just gonna keep talking for the next 7 minutes till we up out of here. Since y'all want to ask the questions, maybe we'll get to the questions portion of the study next week. But I really have appreciated the growth that I have. I have 3 siblings: an older sister, a younger brother, and my baby sister. And I always tell people, I always attribute my growth as a man to being a younger brother of an older sister. And I think Nikki kind of piggybacked right on that and helped me in ways to be a good man. Like I say, I can look from that perspective. And I know that the reason that a lot of men don't have good friendships with women is because they don't have the respect for women beyond what society deems women to be good for to men, which is sex or just relationships, whatever the case may be. But if they can respect a woman enough to put her in that situation. And I, like I said, until I owe that, first of all, to my sister, and then Nikki came right in, and not just Nikki being my best friend who always had to deal with me, but to my friend Kia, to my friend Paulina. These I call them my water sisters, and I call them that because they say blood's not thicker than water, but you still need water to live. Don't let nobody tell you anything different. And I needed these girls, these women, these young women, these smart. Paulina's more like a dude. No, don't. Well, that's a whole nother story. But these young women, I needed them to shape and mold me so that I could be the man that I am today, which I'm damn proud of who I am right now. And I believe my wife is kind of
You know what I think
happy
is
too.
interesting though? The fact that we both attracted people who would not have a problem with having a friend of the opposite sex themselves. Like I know, like my mate has several females who are just strictly his friends. So I think that what makes it work. He's able to understand it. And then your wife, I believe, like
Yeah,
there wouldn't be. Yeah, she has
friends, but
friends that were just
but not just friends of the opposite sex, friends that respect the opposite sex,
right.
because that matters. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like that.
because it wouldn't work otherwise.
That's what makes the difference. If you want, look here, lady. If you run into a dude and he don't have real friends that are women, first of all, I'm gonna tell you, men don't really drop wisdom on other men like y'all think. We just don't. That comes from if you have women and females that you talk to. Shout out to my friend Linda too. Love you, Linda. That because she tight too. You ain't gonna never get a chance to meet Linda. You're 10. Y'all ain't meet Linda, but y'all would love Linda. Linda's one of my close friends too. And she we met just a few years ago. I said 2014 we met.
Do I know a Linda story?
You would if I told
Okay,
you.
I don't remember most people's names. I have to.
But no, yeah, she's been a really good friend of mine. I met her, and she's helped me in my writing. She's been inspirational with my writing and everything. And I call her my muse because her ideas
right,
like just are I'm floored by her imagination. So shout out to Linda too. But people don't understand that you have to be open to all kind of people having great impacts on your life, like great effect and impact on your life. And if you close it off to I only have male friends or women can't be my friend without it being, you know what I'm saying, something physical. If you close that off, you're gonna be missing out on something.
I think it's a security thing too, though.
Definitely.
You know, because you have some women who may feel, I don't want my mate to have a friend that's a female because I'm the only woman that he needs in his life.
Yeah. And that's, like I said, it's a
that's
not
necessarily true. You're the only woman that may hold that space. But that's a lot to carry to say I want to be the only female influence in somebody's life. And it's vice versa for you to some dudes are like that. Like you don't need to be around another dude because I'm the only dude that you may need. Or I know how dudes think. And my thing with that is just like, you know how you think. You just because you can't be friends with somebody else doesn't necessarily mean that I couldn't, you know, or another male can't. And that's kind of what happens. And you have people that are famous, like you'll have Steve Harvey, and he's been known to say this: you can't be friends with a girl, or you can't be friends with another woman. It's like, no, you can. You absolutely can. That's another human being. If you can be friends with another human being outside of they may be a male or a female, then you respect them as a person. Then you can be their friend.
So I know this went kind of quick.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up with my final thought. It's 2020, y'all. It's 2020. Is boys having sex with boys? Okay, like the real way. Is gubernatorial. I'm not gonna do them like that. Shout out to Andrew Gillum. So listen, we are in the age of acceptance. Okay, we have gender fluidity. We have people are able to have their sexual orientation and make whatever choices they're able to make. You know, if that's all cool, if it's all right, I've literally witnessed a man changing into a woman to continue to have relationships with men. I've literally they have so many things that are accepted. How can you not accept the fact that a man and a woman can just be friends? Wake the fuck up, people. That's all for me. Have a great evening. I'll see y'all next week.